Okay, welcome back to another introduction to Photopea. Now, in doing this, I am learning as much as you are, so there might be a few mistakes throughout this video, but we learn by our mistakes. So you don't worry about what you're doing. This is a learning exercise. So what we're going to do, and I've discovered a problem we're going to have straight away, but I've got a nice wee solution to it. So we're going to open a new file again. So we can have this as background. Okay, and then again, I quite like a transparent one, but you might want a white one, that's fine. And remember, we go into print and we want to have an A4 page and we just create. So we've got our blank bit of paper. Now, if I open up my portrait that I've saved and I open and place it, so here's my portrait with no background. What has happened when I've saved this is it hasn't saved it as Photoshop with all the different layers. It's merged the layers together, so I've now got a white background and the ped. So it means that if I put anything behind that now, the white bit's going to come in the way. But I've got a wee bit of a solution for that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this portrait out of the way just now. So I'm just going to move that so it's now sitting behind my page. Okay. And then what it means I can do is I'm going to now insert different backgrounds. So I'm going to play about what images I want to do. So you decide which ones you want to use. You can do whatever you like. I am going to use the map for this first one. I'm going to put map on here and I'm going to drag the map. I'm going to make the map much bigger so it's going to fill up the whole page. Now it's going to cover don't worry about it covering my portrait at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to use my map. Okay, because I quite like that. And then I thought I might open up I like this, wrong folder. I like this landscape, this Chinese landscape. I quite like the contours in this. So I'm going to open that up. And again, I'm going to make it as wide as my bit of paper. Okay. Maybe not squish it up. I've squished a wee bit, pull that bit wide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that down. But what I want to do is I want to get rid of the sky so it blends together. So what I can do is using our magic eraser or the background eraser, I can use that there. Now I've got it sitting at the 24 and I've got it as quite a big thing. I can bring it down a wee bit. I've got quite a big circle. I'm going to click on there. It's going to ask me to raster again. So I OK that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the sky from that landscape. So what happens is the map becomes the sky of that landscape. And then I can play about, once I've got rid of that sky, I can then play about by using the move tool, which is just the same as Photoshop, and I can move that up and down to wherever I want. So I want to sort of see bits of China, so I'm just going to move it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm quite liking that idea. Now, what we could do is I'm going to move the portrait back here and I could use the background eraser tool again and I could just then start removing all this white background. But what I discovered in doing that, if I use quite a big brush, so I've got quite a big, I'm going to have to ratify that. I can just sort of, and then what I've got is this nice map appearing, and where I want it really to appear I can just hit it a little bit stronger, but I can have it sort of fading out. So I can have this, it doesn't have to be a solid background, and I've got this sort of nice white background. So it's a little bit of a happy accident. You know, when I was playing about with this, I discovered, oh, this is what I could do. So I quite like the intensity of that, and I can leave that like that. So you've just got a bit of the picture, so you're not showing all the picture. Now, I might want to add something else into here, so I might go into File and Open in Place, remember. I think I might use the lettering. So I'm going to add the lettering in. Open. Now, this is quite a small file, as you can see, so what I'm going to do is make that slightly bigger. Right, and then what I might do again is use the background eraser tool and I might start taking some of this. Oh, it's going to ask me to ratify it again. Oh, here's my mouse. There we go. It's going to just, I can just, is it on the right layer? Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oh, there we go. I can just start taking some of this away. Okay, so my lettering then is sitting on top, and it's lost some of the lettering, that's okay. Excuse me. And then I'm going to my move tool, and I'm just going to bring that down, and I could maybe bring that could sit there, or it could sit here, or it could sit up in that top corner to balance it off. Now, I've got this harsh edge here, so again, using that magic eraser tool, the background eraser tool, I'm just going to lose that sort of sharp edge. So I'm losing that edge to that picture, so we've not got any sharp edges to that. Okay, and it's sort of faded in. So that could be one of our solutions, so that we're creating a nice background for our picture. So that's one way we can do it. What I want you to do is I want you to experiment. So remember, we can move the layers about. So if you want them in a different order, so you move them down. So I can put the lettering in behind the portrait and move it down. Okay. You can't move things up the, oh, you can. Did it that time. It wasn't doing it for me earlier. So that's how you move your layers about, so you get them in different orders. We could also maybe add colour. Now, I experimented with this. So if I go in here and select my colour that I want, so I'm going to go red because the Chinese flag's red. And I discovered if I go into, now what did I go into? I went into this one here. You've got the paint bucket, but you've also got a gradient tool. So the paint bucket, I'm going to go into the paint bucket. Now if I go up here, I want to overlay it. I'm not wanting it, or I can make it light, or I can make it dark. You can different thing, but this overlay seemed to work quite nicely. And opacity, I've not made it 100%. I've made it so it's sort of see-through. And then what we can do is with the paint bucket, we can then make sure we're on the portrait layer. I can then start giving some colour. Oh, it's went back to black, so that's went back, so it's using the black, but I can give some colour to that and experiment. So I don't really like that, so I'm just going to go back and go step backwards. Now what I did discover, if you want this to go, if I go onto the move tool there, and then I want to go step back, you've got to make sure you're on the right tool for the thing that you're trying to make go step backwards. So that colour didn't change for me, which I'm a bit strange about. Maybe I need to, or maybe I didn't okay it actually. There we go, it's okayed now. So let's have a wee shot with that paint bucket again. And let's see if it comes up red this time. Yeah. So we can just start layering up that paint, and we get this sort of, but we can experiment with that. So we might not like that. And again, we can just go into edit and we can just step backwards and we can take that away. Okay, I don't know if I really do like that red colour, so I'm just going to take all that away. So what I want you to do is I want you to experiment with different techniques and come up with some different ideas. All right.